Alright, timestamp. September 23rd, 2025, about 5 a.m. I've been up for a while. I've been up and down with like little naps and bursts of work. Pretty much knocked out the stacks of boxes that were in the kitchen. So proud. Got a couple things to go. I took a huge amount out to the trash and pick it up in the morning, so be gone. I got some stuff to go out to the lanai. We've got, alright, so my parents had a fridge in the garage. I mean, they've still got a freezer in the garage and a chest freezer. That was like where extra appliances went to either be forgotten, used, die. This fridge broke, and my dad, they were using it as a cupboard, like a pantry thing. There's a whole bunch of there there were bottles and bottles of expired condiments, Gatorade, all kinds of stuff in there that got forgotten. But I mean, my parents love stockpiling things and then not using them until after they expire, and then still leaving them on the shelf. I know, because we've thrown a lot of it out. There's still a lot of expired canned vegetables, but so far they've been like a year or two out, and canned veg typically does live way beyond its lifespan, so we'll typically open it, smell it, see if it smells like metal, go through all the stuff you should do to make sure that you're not about to poison yourself. Yeah, so far so good. I'm still not AI. Exactly. So, as a stopgap for the collapsing ceiling of the lanai, Tiny and I dragged the fridge out of the garage and trying to make room in the house proper. And you've probably seen, if you've seen my videos before, you've probably seen me pass by a fridge on the lanai on the way outside to like walk Mr. Scrappy Acorn or whatnot. And I'm using it for like garden storage. So I've got some stuff that is gardening-ish that I plan on putting in there. I've already got like a bunch of pots and like Greek yogurt containers, the plastic containers, because those make really good like seed starters and whatnot. Because I love to garden. I don't know when I'm going to actually have time, because, you know, I don't know, other more important things at the moment. This is the Harry and David Breakfast Blend, just kind of keeping it simple here. Still a very good coffee in my Wile E. Coyote mug, because, yeah. I've got a puppy sleeping behind me beneath my stool, and we're probably going to go on a little outdoor hike here in a minute. I don't want to say the word because I think he knows the word, but we're kind of taking a break. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. This is one of the doorbell locks that I got. There for now. Man. Open sesame. Here we go. Oh, it's not working out at all. What we got going on? Okay, one of those little monkeys from Raya. Peter Pan with an ice cream cone? Confused about that, but okay. This was kind of a random lot. Can't remember the cat's name, but with the Pete's there, I'm assuming that's the one from Soul. That's very cool. That's very cool. I enjoyed Soul a great deal on that cat, man. I mean, it was mostly 22 at the wheel, but... Is that Luca? I mean, it would stand to reason that they would have done. It's a Pixar or Disney property. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Guessing that's Heimlich from Bugs Life. Before he turns into a cute little butterfly. Oh yeah, you are incredibly top heavy. All right. Padme? Hey, and they bounce well too. Squirted right out of my hand. I mean, I know they did Star Wars Doorables, and it's a Disney property, which is still really weird to say out loud. It might be a Padme. My wife might fight me for that one. Actually, if she wants it, she can have it. It's not really a fight. I'm sure that's from Raya. I only saw it once. I liked it. If I get the Dragon Lady, that one's going nowhere because, man, she tickled me. Turning Red. Is it Raya? The gothy Indian girl. It's pretty cool. Oh. Okay, I see a couple in here that my wife won't want these. And that's okay, because I will fight her for these. Oh my god, yeah. Cool. Very cool. Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl. Very, very cool. Very cool. Mine. We're not negotiating on that. Again, I'm a much bigger Incredibles fan than she is. Okay, looks... What? It's a bizarre concept. So I'm guessing that's Alice. Except the blonde hair, and I'm seeing like, it looks like kind of a blue dress going on. And she's in a shoe, which kind of looks like a bumper car the way they've got it. Or is that just supposed to be a bumper car? I'm thinking about the whole, she's been shrunk down thing. That's going to be a Google Lens thing, because that's a very odd piece. And... oh... I don't think it's Phobos. It's a moon. It's the knight, guy from Hunchback. I've only seen it once or twice. It's got some good music and all that, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't one that I was a big fan of. I don't personally have a problem with any real Disney or whatnot. Oh, okay. I think that's Naveen Nadazafra. Okay. That one might be staying in my department there. She's going to fight me on this one, but it's the green glasses. That's got to be Mirabel from Encanto. She's been working on a set of the Encanto figures across various different sets and whatnot. I don't know that she has a Mirabel. I got you, babe. It's not a fight. I will yield. Okay. I'm guessing that's May from Turning Red. Got two of the girls. And one of the gargoyles from Hunchback. Forget if it's Victor, Hugo, Larry, Mo, or Curly. I don't remember. I'm guessing, yeah, that's Nemo because it's got two fins that are different sizes. The whole Lucky Fin thing. It's got to be one of the like neon collection or something. Like I think they did a neon. I think it did like a black light collection. It's got to be one of those because that is not the normal color palette. It's seeing spots and you are clearly a bird and a wrecking ball. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to feel stupid when I Google Lens that, but I'm not sure who that is. I don't know. Speaking of, the one thing that I would love to see them do, just because I am a bit of a, and you're really top heavy too, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Oh my God. That's a design flaw if you ask me. I mean, what can you do? But, I mean, big old head, because it's adorable, right? It's adorable. That's what he's standing on. And to make matters worse, the Disney China thing is raised, which with a foundation that small, having it not completely flush, and I know it's minor, but that's going to throw it off too. It's a good thing you got that little hole there. The only way, oh my God, I got him stand up. I don't know how I managed that. Not sure how I managed that. I'm revealing he'll fall over even when the air is deathly still. One thing that I would love to see them do, because I am a fan of like the classic parks and whatnot, and since we're on the subject of birds, I would love to see, and if they've done this, let me know in the comments. I haven't seen it. I would love to see them do the 4 MCs from the Tiki Room. That'd be fun. Jose, Miguel, Fritz, Pierre. In my Disney audio, because I've got 3, 5, 20 different, like going through the park audio of the rides and whatnot. I've actually got audio of the Tiki Room. Found a couple people that had like captured the audio for it. Really, really clean, really like from the tape studio kind of beautiful. But that and the Country Bears were two of my baby sister's favorites. My baby sister was a bigger girl, so sometimes it was harder for her to get into vehicles. You know, the different like cars and stuff like that. So she liked a lot of the shows. And what's not to like? You know, you're talking like animatronics that are really well put together. So while they are not favorites of mine exactly, they are favorites of mine for nostalgic reasons. But yeah, it'd be cool to see the four MCs. Mind you, Colin Mockery of Whose Line ruined the name Pierre for me. I can't hear the name without hearing him. It was Weird Newscasters. If you're familiar with the show, um, it's a segment where the four actors are various people on the news program. It's usually an anchor, co-anchor, sports, weather, and Colin almost always is the anchor. And he's just so damn quick with craziness. I'm sure some of it's premeditated, you know, but some of it he probably comes up with spur of the moment because he's just that good. On one occasion, he said, "Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. I'm Pierre because my bladder is empty." Really? I can never look at another Pierre with a straight face. Thanks, dude. Why'd you have to do that? Why? Just, I love wordplay. This is too funny. I've got the stool top, the first one. We've got the fourth stool now still in the box. I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm probably going to pull the top of it and unscrew the wood and start work on that here very shortly. But so I've got like this, and then I've got some broken mugs where like the handle's broken, both from around the house and from shipping. And I'm gonna do kind of like a T-rack kind of thing with the broken mugs as planters for hopefully like smaller herbs and things like that. That's the idea anyway. It should be kind of cute. But so this is where we are. I've done 2 coats on the top, and I just did the 1 coat on the side so far. Kind of going around. There I am. I'm trying to keep track of the camera. So I got 1 coat here, and you can see where there's like little spaces where after it's dried a little bit, you can still see a lot of the raw wood, or at least some of the raw wood peeking through. But the bottom of it kind of looks like that as far as the actual like coverage or fill. So once I do a second coat on that, I gotta wait for it to dry. I did that probably about 4 hours ago, maybe 3. I don't know. But once it's not quite tacky, which is it dries pretty quick, gonna do a second coat, make sure I've got full coverage on it, and then I'm gonna do an epoxy coat or 2, depending on what the thickness is, because this is gonna have people's butts sliding on and off of it. So I want to try and make sure that I'm protecting the wood and all that as much as I can. And because space is limited with my assembly line, then I'll start on the second one. Like I said, I got 4 in the house. That'll get 1 of them prepped ready, and I'll do the 1 still in the box, because at that point I won't have a stool without a seat already set up. It's already in a box. It's not going to hurt anything. And the stool top is typically the thing on top, because I've already got the 1 stool over here without the top. I can put that one back on it, and I'll have 3 working stools while I work on the stain for the 4th one. Then I can assemble that one. I can move one of the other stools to the side, pull the top up of that. You get the gist. 1 brick. And honestly, I would credit myself with 2 bricks today. I got some good progress. And honestly, even the pile behind me in the dining room has gone down, and or is at least I don't want to say that it's reasonable, because it's terrifying, but it is organized in that I know what I'm doing moving forward to get it cleared. I guess that's the best way to put it. Okay, so on my computer I have a lot of different slideshow, screensaver, or whatever you want to call it, slides, think slides would be what you'd call it. And quite a few of them are like arcade games and or pinballs that I want. It's partially my vision board, really. And there's a Gauntlet. It's actually a Gauntlet 2 machine, but there's a Gauntlet machine on my screen right now. To be full honest with you, like arcade cabinet artwork wise, I don't know that they really made a lot of changes to the artwork for Gauntlet 2. I mean, the header says Gauntlet 2 instead of just Gauntlet. But like the side panels, I think the side panels, they reused the same art. I don't know. What would have been interesting there, so, you know, you got the 4 characters and whatnot on the side. What would have been interesting, because one of the big differences between Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 is the coin slot you put it in Gauntlet, the original decides both the color and the character. In Gauntlet, the wizard is always yellow, the elf is always green. With Gauntlet 2, the coin slot decides the color, but not the character. You can actually be a red wizard or a blue elf. You know, when you put the coin in, you're designated you are going to be blue. But you can toggle through to what character you want. I think it defaults naturally to like Valkyrie. But I think if you're like, no, I want to be the elf, you can. So my thought there is, on the side art for Gauntlet, this is just me like looking back on it all. On the side art for Gauntlet, they have the Valkyrie in like blue armor. The elf is in like green garb. You know, the wizard is in a yellow robe. It would have been interesting if they had done the exact same image, but just changed the colors of the various outfits. That could have been an interesting way to, you know, show a difference. You know, the elf in the background, he's got his bow. You know, instead of the green, actually have him in like blue. You know, the Valkyrie, have her in like yellow armor. You know what I mean? So it's the exact same art piece, but with the color changed. They didn't ask me. But yeah, I think it's the exact same artwork. Because I know the cabinets, as far as I know, the cabinet is like identical. When I say cabinet, I mean the actual chassis of, I think it's the exact same configuration, size, and all that, dimensions. And there are some other differences they made for Gauntlet 2. There are a few new enemies and a couple of game components that they altered. You know, a character can now be it, which I hate it boards. It boards suck. Especially if you're playing solo, and I did play solo a fair amount. If I couldn't find a friend to play with, I know that was my heart. I don't mind playing. I don't mind playing with myself. Gotta be careful where you say that, right? I don't mind. Uh-oh. Why are you staring at me? So, honestly, with the it thing, from my experience, when and you'll, if you play the game, you know, Blue Elf is now it. The gist of that is, all of the monsters on the screen are going to come towards you. They're going to ignore all the other characters. You are now their bestie. Which, if you're working together, you can use that to your advantage. You know, if you can get behind something that they can't get around, the rest of your party can kind of just sit back and target practice them until they can work it down. It's hard to find party members that are that patient and willing to work like that, but it can be done. We've done it. When you're playing with yourself, I want to say they come at you more aggressively. It's been a while since I've played. I'll hopefully be able to verify that in the near future. Um, but I want to say, instead of like them coming at you when you've got like line of sight or whatnot, it's like they home in on you. But yeah, if you've got party members that just want to plow through a dungeon, if you become it, you are the sacrificial lamb. It's just really, it makes me cry. Um, but yeah, as far as I know, the machine we're getting will have Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 on it. It is set up, it is a supposedly a refurbished Gauntlet machine with the multi-K chip. So it should be a Gauntlet machine that will also play Gauntlet 2, which, cool. So I'm going to have to experiment with that, because there are a few IT boards on Gauntlet 2. When every zombie in the room wants to eat your brains and nobody else's. It's frustrating. It's kind of the gist of it. But yeah, health check. I've been very tired, but I have not been sleeping well. I've been getting like 4 or 5 hours sleep, popping awake, and I'll go at it for 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, and then I'm droopy again because the 5 hours really didn't cut it, and then I'm back down for 5 hours. Just kind of how it's been. So I still feel like I'm getting a phone call regarding Dad in the near future. I can't shake it. Just like that nagging nightmare kind of stuff going on in the back of my head. I'm hoping I get a call regarding my dad, that's like Billy from the VA saying, hey, great news, we found a great location for him. That would put me at ease in a couple of ways. I know I expressed this the other day. I want to get my dad the best ending that I can, and as I'm sure I was frustrated when I know I explained this. I can't get him the A ending that my wife and I were trying to get both my parents 2 years ago. Can't. The ship sailed, sank in the harbor, done. That A ending, a couple of decisions were made in the game that automatically took that off the possibility of the scoreboard. But I can still get him a B ending, which is still respectable. And if not perfect, at least good. So I would love that phone call. That would make me pretty happy. But I mean, it would be better for him and better for me in the respect that, number one, I know that I've done the best that I can getting him that B ending, and number two, he'd be in a facility that's better equipped to deal with him, and I don't have to worry about getting a call from the place where he is, which this is one of the phone calls that I dread, is your dad got out, we're not sure where he is. And that's a twofold concern. One is, in his condition, real easy for him to get hurt, taken advantage of, unalived. And the second concern there is actually a little bit selfish, maybe. Tell me what you think. It's kind of that whole am I the asshole here. My daughter and I are basically camped at his house, trying to fix the things that he could not get fixed. With his mental state, if he were to make it here, it's about a 30-minute drive, from where he is to where I am. Would his brain adapt to the idea that we're here, and I'm calling the police and getting them to grab him and take him back, of course, but and the locks have all been changed and all that, and he doesn't have keys, etc. But what are the chances that he tries to break in and harm us? Because, I mean, he's threatened us before. You know, when Pix and I were coming over a few times a week to check his meds, make sure he had the food and all that, we know of at least 2 occasions where before we got there or on the day that we were supposed to arrive, he was waiting in the bushes outside, I'm guessing across the street or next, I don't know, with a gun. Because Brian, the neighbor, informed us that, oh yeah, no, he was lying in wait for you. On one occasion, my wife said something that, and it shouldn't have pissed him off, but it did piss him off because he took it a completely off the wall sort of way. You know, not the words or the intent, but he looked around on the dining room table. This is how cluttered the place was, and picked up a screwdriver and like stood up and had it like Michael Myers position and took a step forward. Like came out from where his chair was, took a step forward, and I stepped in front of him. I'm like, whoa, you sit down, old man. And he actually looked at me and said, fuck you. Which, another dementia symptom, by the way. Cursing. My dad will throw down the occasional word, you know, but the F-bomb, never. Never. Not a word my dad uses. He always thought it's disgusting, it's gross, it's not. I'm very, like, the George Carlin list, he would never use any of the words on that list. I heard him use like 3 or 4 different ones. But apparently with dementia, people that never cussed before start experimenting with the Carlin list. And I heard my mom throw down a couple here and there, and she did not curse at all. My dad would throw down, you know, the basics, the ones you can say on TV kind of thing, maybe PG movie stuff, like from the 70s. He'll throw those down every now and then. He was throwing down Carlins every now and then. It was like, whoa, okay. Can I get you something? You okay? You know. True story. Anyway. I feel like I'm going to get that phone call. Alright. I'm going to figure out which ones of these I want. There are a few that I absolutely want, a few that I'm like, meh, on, and a couple that I know my girl is going to want. So, I'm not going to fight her for the Mirabelle or the Padme. I like the girl, so. It's the little things, right? But I'm going to take care of the acorn behind me. I think I just heard him snore, actually. A little. Yeah, you probably can't hear it, but he a little bit. Alright. Yeah. I'm going to probably try and get a little bit more done. It's like 5:30 in the morning, so. And then I'll probably lay down for a few hours. Pix is supposed to come over. She'll probably get here. Actually, I don't even know. 10 a.m., 2 in the afternoon. Who can say? And we'll try and get some more stuff done. 1 brick, 2 brick. I feel like we're doing a Dr. Seuss book. Alright. Make it a great day.